There's a lot of talk in the industry about whether the applications of anti-carbon technologies and techniques such as carbon storage, carbon capture, carbon conversions, and carbon sequestrations can have a significant impact on carbon dioxide elimination, the most abundant greenhouse gas emitted today. What's up guys? Hope you're all doing well. In today's video, we're going to discuss the truth about carbon capture technology. So without any further ado, let's get started. Here is a visual report of the meaning of these terms, the current state of the technology and what they might look like in practice. What does carbon capture actually mean? Carbon capture most commonly refers to the process of removing carbon dioxide from various sources, such as the chimneys of power plants that run on fossil fuels such as coal, oil, or gas, as well as from manufacturing and manufacturing plants. Capture also refers to the removal of carbon dioxide directly from the atmosphere, called carbon dioxide removal or direct air capture. However, the fumes that come out of a power plant or a chimney of an industrial plant contain a much greater amount of carbon, about 10 to 15% of carbon dioxide. Meanwhile, the concentrations of carbon dioxide in general atmosphere is between 400 and 450 ppm, which is about 0.04%. We have carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that we are concerned about and which is significant from the point of view of the influence of radiative forcing and global warming, but it's very diluted from a capture standpoint, says Harry Atwater, professor of applied physics and materials science at the California Institute of Technology. So, people have to come up with ingenious methods to capture and then concentrate carbon dioxide as a stream, pure. The Swiss company Climaworks, for example, is one of the leading companies in the carbon capture sectors. Across Europe, there are more than a dozen direct air capture installations that use fan-shaped machines to filter carbon dioxide from the air when the heat captured molecules to pump them underground. Another company, such as Carbon Engineering, sprays a basic chemical like potassium hydroxide to bind and extract carbon dioxide from the air. The cost of carbon. Over the next few years, experts will have to weigh the pros and cons of some of the options we have for removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Traditional methods, such as planting forests and creating natural biomass to store carbon, can also be difficult to implement and maintain. Reforestation in developing countries is politically and ethically problematic because the people who felled trees did it for a reason and could own the land, says Kellerman. Afforestation and biofuel productions are problematic because they compete with food productions for arable land. What's more, the new forest only removes significant amounts of carbon as the forest or seaweed forest in the ocean grows. Kellerman explains, once we reach a steady state, the rate of carbon dioxide uptake due to growth is not much greater than the rate of carbon dioxide emissions due to plant respiration, living organisms, and decompositions of dead biomass. To keep a large carbon sink active in the forest, plants will need to be continuously harvested and protected from decay. Meanwhile, a big problem for carbon capture and sequestration technology is price. If you're only going to sequester carbon, citizens and leaders of advanced industrial societies need to basically agree to tax themselves to bear the cost of storing that carbon, Atwater says. There is currently no agreed world price for carbon per ton, which is one of the problems. As carbon credit markets are emerging across the business sector, there is currently a gap between demand and capacity for storage methodologies, carbon sequestrations, and storage. From Kellerman's point of view, storage and sequestrations are practically synonymous, except that sequestrations is used when the storage of carbon dioxide is essentially permanent through methods such as geological storage. Norway's Sleipner North Sea project, for example, stores a dense carbon dioxide fuel under pressure in a porous space beneath the seafloor, says Kellerman. However, underground carbon sequestrations has a serious flaw. The main market for the technology is enhanced recovery of fossil fuels, notes Atwater, where companies want to pump pressurized carbon dioxide into existing oil and gas fields to get more product. For example, someone in the enhanced fracking industry might argue that they are net negative carbon because technically they are taking carbon dioxide from the air and injecting it underground. But obviously, what they are doing is also improving the recovery of methane, which is a greenhouse gas and therefore of carbon dioxide, he says. So, an important question to always ask is whether the entire process employed by a company is net carbon negative, positive, or neutral. Iceland is using a combined Climeworks and Carbfix technology to not only capture carbon dioxide and pump it underground, but also permanently store it as a solid. These carbon-containing minerals, which are mostly carbonates such as calcite and magnesite, can store carbon dioxide for thousands of years. With that being said, it's time to end today's video. Press the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stuff. Peace out.